I'm going to be reviewing 4 different kinds of YouTube automation channels and giving you my opinion about these channels, if I would proceed to start with them, wouldn't start with them, or what are the risks involved, coming from someone who's made over $6 million with Faceless videos. So let's go ahead and dive right into my screen. As you can see, with channel number 1 called Navy Secrets, we actually have a channel that only has uploaded 55 videos and got 26,000 subscribers. However, if we look at this content and we scroll down, we immediately see highly clickbaited content. Why 20 US and Israel fighter jets destroy Houthi airport in surprise attack? Well, that probably didn't happen. There is a lot of content here that probably seems a little bit fake. You see a lot of heavily AI generated content, also very over the top sort of air drone strikes and helicopters, which of course, technically speaking, is against the terms of service of YouTube. You're not allowed to exaggerate, I don't know how to pronounce that word, or make things more insane than they actually are. Of course, a little bit of clickbait is allowed, but using complete false information is not allowed. So let's go ahead and look at this content and give my feedback. So once we open this up in full, let's go ahead and watch it together.
The eastern Mediterranean coast. A hidden threat closed in on America's allies. There was no time for hesitation as 2 Marine helicopter squadrons received the launch order. In under 20 minutes, a series of targets were destroyed before the enemy could react. But what made this strike a blueprint for modern warfare?
Very good that he asked for the subscribe without asking for it, just showing it in screen and having the sound effect. So that's completely fine. So as you can see, they don't actually show the exact content. We're talking about an ocean, about a river, but in this case, the content doesn't show that. It's a different kind of content.
And why did the adversary never see it coming? Let's find out with Navy Secrets.
I like that they say, let's find out with Navy Secrets, which refers to the brand channel. So that's very well done. So compliments on them in including that.
In a coastal region under...
Also, the little sound effect when the slide goes over is really good. It keeps the attention because you want to trigger the brain every 2 seconds or so.
For growing tension, 2 elite Marine Corps helicopter squadrons, HMLA 367 Scarface and HMLA 169 Vipers, received an urgent order. Intelligence had confirmed an...
So I don't like the pause there. It felt like that went into a new chapter, so I would make sure that that wouldn't happen.
Armed enemy convoy advancing fast toward Allied positions. The command was clear. Stop the threat before it reached friendly ground. With no time to waste, over 50 helicopters roared to life. 30 AH-1Z Vipers and 24 UH-1Y Venoms, forming a fast-moving airstrike group ready to hit with precision. Pilots rushed to their aircraft as dusk fell and the sky turned red.
Yeah, I have to say, completely honestly, this looks like completely AI-generated bullshit. It just talks about which weapons have been used. We don't see the actual mission. We don't get any really good information here. So I conclude this as heavily clickbaited content. We can look into here, thanks soldiers, how come I didn't see this in the news? And that's exactly what I meant. I didn't see this in the news either, nowhere. Also not on Instagram, also not on TikTok. So this way, what I say is this content is completely fabricated, which is again against the community guideline services. So whenever I would see a channel like this for sale, I would actually decide to not buy it. Also, this person is someone you can actually hire on Fiverr. Yes, I know, I say never hire people on Fiverr, but a spokesperson for your channel is fine to hire on Fiverr because it's a personal video, including a face, which is one of the only exceptions to when you can hire on Fiverr. So when we look at this channel, we look at all this, we do actually see that this content has succeeded in the last 2 months. However, please know, if you start this niche, you do have the risk of getting your channel terminated, which can bring you a lot of issues if you want to start new channels into the future. So overall, concluding on this channel, if you look at the views, 4.5 million views, with around 20-minute long storytelling videos, I expect the ARPU to be around $8 to $10. They are generating between $30,000 to $40,000 per month. So yeah, is it worth it? It might be worth it to run it for a couple of months, and then I would go ahead and private all the videos once I get good enough money, maybe about $100,000, and I would not risk my channel getting terminated, and I would keep the money for myself. Would I start a channel like this? No. If you're here for quick money and you want to see if you can make some money, get in, get out, and build up a little bit of a fund to further invest, then maybe. But that decision is up to you. I'm not going to say to do anything which is against the community guidelines, but that's up for you to decide if you want to do so or not. Channel number 2 is called Plain Curious. 20 videos. 13,000 subscribers, and you can see here it is very simple. Why is it built? Will it fly? Phantom planet? Can it be fixed? Bad design? Huge disruptor? It just is a little bit about playing videos. And if we scroll, we see the Comac C939, never heard the name before, China's answer to the Boeing 777. And here you see a lot of different kind of videos, which are very simple explanation videos. So let's go ahead and watch one of these videos. Trump to refurbish the Qatari 747 for interim Air Force One. And here you have something about Emirates, which is the airline I prefer to fly. So I'll go ahead and actually watch this video.
What if I told you that a plane declared dead by its own manufacturer might soon fly again? Not just any plane, the largest passenger aircraft ever built. And behind this audacious revival, a staggering $20 billion bet from a single airline that refuses to let this giant of the skies fade into aviation history. Welcome to the story of Emirates' mission to potentially resurrect the mighty Airbus A380. The year is 2021. Airbus delivers its final A380, marking the official end of the Super Jumbo era. For most airlines, it's the conclusion of a chapter they're pretty eager to move past.
So here, very good storytelling, very good footage. The footage is accurate to what is being said. At least I don't spot any mistakes in the kind of planes that are being talked about. So I would conclude this content is very good. If you build them, we will buy them. Iconic quote. The most comfortable and quietest airplane in the sky, an iconic machine. It must never die. So a lot of people that agree. Look at the activity also in the comments. The reason for the large size, vertical stabilized, and the wings A380. The A380-800 is that they were meant compatible with the planned larger version of the A380-900 and the A380-1000. One can dream. So a lot of engagement here in the comments, which means that the content itself is very good, it's very accurate. So they have amazing storytelling, they are very accurate, the footage is accurate, and very well packaged. So why is it well packaged? Let's go back to that one. So as you can see here, pretty much every single thumbnail has white plus text. So the blue text, of course, very much pops from the white, so that's very good looking. They do also add their logo / watermark into every single thumbnail, which is this one, but then in the blue logo. I don't really like that, and also it's not that high quality branded, where I wouldn't do that. So in this case, I would disagree with putting that into the thumbnail. I think it looks a little bit messy. However, it still succeeds with. Will it fly? Very iconic. All the planes are very carefully shown and they're very good detailed. And of course, not every topic goes viral, but you just need a couple of videos to do very well, and YouTube automation can be your module to buy financially freedom. So let's go ahead and go towards the next channel. Once again, thumbnails amazingly packaged, really good titles, very clear to the point. So amazing channel on this one. So no mistakes here. Where in the first channel, I would not start a channel like this, as it's too much risk of termination and other issues. Then, smarter while you sleep. So this comes a little bit from the Sleepwise History channel, which is of course very interesting. And here you can see they got 900,000 views in a month, 430,000 views in 2 months. And overall, this content is very simple. And this is what we call a little bit more higher quality YouTube AI. Where the videos are a little bit more expensive, even if you generate them with Hyper or with Turbo, which is going to reduce your cost. Your voiceover cost will still be pretty high, even using AI. And this talks about philosophy, psychology, manipulation tactics, so a lot of different kind of subjects. 1.3 million views, but this channel is actually making more money than you could imagine. Let me explain why. Well, with YouTube, the longer someone watches your content, the more ad breaks you see. The more ad breaks you see, the more money the creator will be making on that content. So in this case, if this content is 3 hours long and the AVD might be 1 hour, that means that this RPM will probably be $20 or even higher. I won't say higher than $20 because that would be more guessing than being certain. I do have a channel in this niche, which is monetized, and also has an RPM of around $21.50. So yes, I'm pretty accurate that I do know it's about $20. This would bring the channel total earnings to about 26,000 US a month, which is absolutely insane. It also went up quite recently, and as you can see, they're posting really good content. I don't like this thumbnail, it is not in their style, and as you can see, it didn't get as many views. It did get some views, but of course not as much as this one, which has 41k views. And this also shows you 100 ancient lessons, level 1 to level 100 wisdom. darker psychology, disturbing psychology tricks, the most shocking psychology tricks. So this is more of the content where they have gone viral on. And forbidden, of course, is a very powerful word to also use in your titles. I would even make that caps into the title as well, saying 3 hours of forbidden psychology tricks to fall asleep to. And of course, the fall asleep to niche is one of the most good niches, of best niches of all of YouTube automation. Why? People watch for very long, the RPMs are really high. Literally with 80,000 views, you can literally be profitable, which is absolutely insane because that would already result into $1,600 a month of earnings. So I am a huge fan of these kind of channels. And of course, you can also use the Next Left Chrome extension to find channels that look like this with their similar channels tool, which I really like, by searching here. You would have its little queue and then 3 to 1, everything pops up, and it would allow me to find a lot more channels that are like it where I can get inspiration from, and of course, in case you're a member, do niche research with. So if you want to join NextLive, then I have a link down below that you can also go ahead and decide to, oh, that was the same channel. You can decide to become a member, and it's a very good deal, so go ahead and check that out with the link in the description. So here you have another channel called Tire Thinker, and if we go to oldest, we can see it just started 4 months ago, but still ridiculously popular, 720,000 views, 444,000 views, and this channel also is getting 500,000 views a month, so it would still be making about 10,000 US every single month from a very simple AI channel. If you look at the content, we can see it's just an image with some background that's moving here, a little bit slower, with the title here, and then their branding here. So it is very simple stuff. It has about 50 images. So trust me when I say this, you can literally make this content in less than an hour, even though it's 3 hours or 3.5 hours long in this case. It is very simple to make with AI. Then we have the last channel left, and that is Darkness Beyond. And this is what I more sort of call very classic YouTube automation, or like more of the kind of channels that we used to run like between 3 and 4 years ago. So it is a channel I really much like. It's like the 23 most scary sounds ever captured in space, the most scary planet sounds ever recorded in space, 18 scary sounds. It is all the exact same video. Exact same video, just slightly different. You could probably even make this content with a bot because it's that repetitive. So here you can see they got a couple viral videos. They're still getting about 370,000 views. Seems to be very much going down to just about 5 to 10,000 views a day. But still, this content is not hard to make, as it is sort of like a compilation channel. Let's have a look here. Center of Milky Way, captured by the Hubble Space Telescope through its study of galaxy and core surrounding regions. Has a weird sound next to it. I don't know if this is the actual sound.
A journey through the 18 most scary sounds in season. Trust me, they only get more terrifying as we go on. Let's begin.
So it has a couple of footages, a couple of clips with a little bit of text, which is probably everything they generated from this content, and everything else is probably made with a bot. Well, that's how our stuff sounds. And this stuff, you could all edit in very simply.
Very beginning, the oldest sound in the universe. The Big Bang happened nearly 14 billion years ago, and while we can't hear it directly, we can detect its faint echo. Scientists call it the cosmic microwave background, CMB, a radiation signal spread across the universe. When translated into sound, it becomes a low, eerie hum, like the universe itself whispering its origins. It's a reminder that everything we see today started with a deafening explosion, still echoing through space. Mysterious objects in the universe. And one clip.
Yeah, so it's very simple content. I think if we would watch another video, we would probably get close to the same result. Here it says 18, here it says 23. So let's go ahead and look at this content, and it's probably going to be partially the same, and I'm going to skip forward between the video to see if it's actually the same. Center of the Milky Way, just a different image. So that's still the same. Also the same footage here. Here you have a supernova, which is a little bit of a different noise. So then if we go forward into the video and we just move it slightly forward, we're probably going to find another one, which is going to be the Earth's core. This is the magnetic field.
Settling, like something.
Let's go further. 16, sun, 13. Here, see? We have the exact same thing here. So it's the exact same content in a different video with the same format, just slightly worded differently. Here you have the Earth echo.
Surrounded by a magnetic field called the magnetosphere. Range low one that sounds like it's quietly humming across a bottle top. peaceful.
So it's just a slightly different image, but everything else is the exact same content. So yeah, this is just a simple compilation channel. I like to have these kind of channels in my portfolio because they're really easy to run, and you could probably make this content with a bot once you get it more advanced enough. In a bot, I talk about Cursor with some extra applications. I'll list the applications down below in the comment section, so you know how I'm making this bot kind of stuff. It's very simple, self-explanatory. You do need to be a little bit smart to do that. But yeah, you can make very simple compilation kind of content like this, and then the thumbnails you would make yourself. But yeah, overall, if this channel started, what is it, 6 months ago? In 6 months, they got 2.2 million views. I would guess the RPM to be about $4, maybe $5. So in this case, it would be around $1,500 to $1,800 a month. But even if you would put an editor on this and outsource it the classic way, instead of like the more modern way by using AI, I think you can get your costs for as low as probably below $10 per video. Maybe $10 or $20 even. $20 would be 560, and it would probably made like 6-7 grand on it. So still very profitable channel. The kind of channels that I do like to run, but I would focus more on the more profitable channels. So not this one. This one I would stay away from. And then this one, I would definitely start a channel like this. Can be very profitable also because airlines run a lot of ads. So I would probably pick this one, channel number 1 as my favorite. Then this one number 2 because I really like AI channels and they're long format channels and to fall asleep to. So they're kind of my favorite channel. So I would have to revise that. I would say this is my number 1 favorite channel from these 4. This would be number 2. This would be number 3 because I would prefer to hunt a high risk channel that could make me at least 20,000 above something that's going to make me about 1,500 a month and still take off time. I have to check it, I have to manage it. So I wouldn't prefer to run this kind of channel. These are all the notes that I found with reviewing 4 different kind of channels. So if you enjoy these videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to go ahead and join my school community. I actually have a 3-hour long free course in here which teaches you everything you need to know in order to hire these people to work for you and to go ahead and get results. There's also case studies in there, and there's also even a calendar with group sessions that you can go ahead and join and also talk to me personally. So I would highly recommend you to join these as soon as possible, and you can go ahead and view everything inside of the classroom, and then Ultimate YouTube Automation Guide for Beginners, and then here you have all of the content, how I find niches, the tools that I use, how I do topic research, how I use AI to research stuff, starting your channel, important videos, and there is a lot more stuff here. So I would highly recommend you to go ahead and watch all of that with the link down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.